You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
How do you deal with wedding stress? Are you letting your wedding planning issues pile up on you? Are you overthinking everything and overanalyzing everything? Are you actually getting headaches, back pains, and lower energy? You can't sleep? Well, we're going to discuss 6 stressful wedding situations and how you can handle them. So we've already talked about money. You've got to communicate.
Definitely.
Vendors. You got to communicate.
Wow, there's a theme
There's a
going
theme
here.
And the guest list, you've got to communicate with family members. You see where this is leading to? Ask for help. We always suggest that you use your friends or family members, people that are in the wedding party, to help you out. You don't have to be afraid to ask for help. Focus on solutions. This is Sal and Sam with the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast. It's a podcast for engaged couples who are stressed out about wedding planning and family expectations, but want a successful wedding day.
With over 80 years of combined wedding experience and insider information, this is Stress-Free Wedding Planning with your hosts, Sal and Sam. A new podcast for engaged couples who are stressed about wedding planning and family expectations, but want to have a fun wedding. Listen now for revealing wedding insider secrets, tips, and strategy or lesson that you'll be able to implement for a stress-free wedding. Information that you just can't miss and may just change your life. Take the journey with us from worry and concern to a stress-free and unforgettable wedding day. The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions, and in the 80s, I was a nightclub and radio DJ who performed at weddings. I saw a bride crying at her wedding because her family expectations wanted her to do events that she really didn't want to do. I realized then and there that I had to have a better way to customize a couple's wedding so that it was enjoyable for everyone. I found out that my talents in broadcasting and nightclubs could help couples personalize their wedding day without family expectations. Now, after several disappointments related to planning, I created a wedding planning checklist and a planner that has helped thousands of engaged couples to date, help them plan their wedding reception and have a stress-free day. Now, I'm known for my careful planning, consultation, and review, and for an elegant execution and performance.
Sam, when I was younger, I attended many weddings where I realized that the entertainment was just not familiar with wedding protocol. I too fell in love with weddings because I saw guest reactions and the instant gratification of seeing happy people. From that point, I knew weddings would be my priority. So I created a stress-free system to help couples plan their wedding. Unfortunately, I struggled and ultimately I lost my DJ company. But I never gave up. I started again with the help of a friend in the business. And so I created an extensive wedding planner to be used exclusively for our couples. It was such a success, we were recognized by The Knot with a Best of Wedding Award, and I successfully helped thousands of couples have successful weddings.
That's why, together with our extensive experience in wedding planning insider secrets, we'll take you from anxious couple to a stress-free fun wedding reception that your friends and family will remember for years to come.
We'll take you from the worries and concerns of planning your wedding and take you to a stress-free and fun wedding day.
We'll reveal wedding insider secrets for a stress-free wedding, plus have engaging interviews with expert wedding professionals, all in 30 minutes or less.
Well, now, let's get to it.
You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
How to deal with wedding stress. What is stress? How can you handle it? Are you letting your wedding planning issues pile up? Are you overthinking everything, overanalyzing everything? Are you getting headaches, back pains, lower energy? You can't sleep? Are all these things adding to your stress? Well, Sal and I are going to discuss how to deal with your wedding stress, and we've got 6 points that we'd like to discuss with you.
Those 6 points are money, guest list, vendors, center of attraction, wedding party, getting ready.
So, Sal, the definition of stress is the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with a mental or emotional pressure. I get stressed every single time I'm ready to line up a wedding party. that I'm going to pronounce those names wrong. That's what I stress about. But if you're getting married, you probably stress about other things.
Most definitely. Yeah. So what stresses me out, Sam, is when I see other people stressed.
Oh,
I'll tell you right now, I react to it, and it's just like, And so that's why I do everything I can possibly do, is to try to make my couple feel very relaxed, because if they're relaxed, I'm relaxed, and it just makes things run so much smoother.
You're absolutely right. Now, one of the main stresses couples face post-engagement is pleasing their family.
No way.
Yes. That's what I've heard anyway. Now, both parties have their own style. They want to do their own things, and they have their own guest lists, etc. And it causes a conflict, and that's where arguments are. That is the big thing, family conflict. So there are ways to kind of get around things like this. So let's go through our list, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, number one is money. Right. That's the big one, isn't it?
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
That's where it all begins.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
Yeah. I mean, you can plan as best as you like, but if the costs of everything keep going up like they are at the moment, that's going to give you stress. You know, you go in one day and it's this price, and you go in to pick it up and it's another price. Inflation.
And it's growing quickly, definitely. Surprises coming from every angle, it feels like.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, even if you have a wedding planner, you need to set a budget and set that budget so that you keep to it, especially in these day and age, and educate yourself about the specific market where your wedding is taking place. Now, I do a lot of destination weddings where people come from New York and other states and have their weddings here. And they always fail to remember that Connecticut is a very expensive state. When you come here and you need to buy something that's normally $1 somewhere else, it may be $2 or $3 here. So you experience that as well?
Oh, almost definitely. You have to be realistic.
Yeah.
You have to plan ahead. I've watched too many couples that are so stressed because they didn't really do their research on what certain things were going to cost and what they should really expect to be part of their budget.
A DJ is that expensive?
No way.
I'm cheap compared to New York.
Yes, we both are, buddy. We both are.
The next one is vendors. Juggling multiple vendors, is an impossible challenge. So if you don't have a wedding planner, which I always suggest that people get a good wedding planner, you have to talk to all these vendors at particular different times. And you have to know what the photographer needs, what the video needs, what the caterer needs, what the DJ needs. All these things are usually in a contract that you should go through. And that's one thing I encourage all of my clients to do, is to read your contract. If you're booked with Sal and Sam, that's me, you're not going to have any worries because we take care of you.
Absolutely. One of the suggestions I always give is create your own notebook where you could keep information on each individual vendor. So kind of keep it marked, have their contract, have a page that we could write down questions that you need to ask that particular vendor, because don't try to remember. You're not going to remember.
You're not going to remember.
And just throwing it onto a pad and throwing it somewhere else, you're just never going to find it. So keep good records in a book, have it in all one place. Make that your wedding Bible.
That's a very good point. So now it's the guest list. It's the most contentious. Who is going to invite who, and who is going to disinvite who? Are the cousins going to come or not? You and your fiance need to both set with your parents, that's both parents, of who you're going to invite to your wedding. My wife's family, there's a ton of them on her side. So we have to kind of cut the list short. Whereas a lot of my family were from England, and, 35 years ago, close to it when we got married, we didn't expect them to all come. So my side was like maybe one table, and then the rest of the 150 guests were my wife. You have to sit down and decide, is that what you're going to do? Are you going to have half and half? Or is there going to be some decision that's made, well, this block of family is not going to come, so we're not going to invite them? What did you do? Let me ask you that, because you're an expert on getting married.
Getting married. Thank you. So, what we kind of did is we wrote down the families, and then we're like, you know what? we never really associate with this part of the family. So why would I throw them an invitation? They don't invite me to anything. So why should we do that? And I know that some people say, well, out of respect. Well, the problem is they may say yes, and they cost you more money, and you don't need that.
Yep.
So I think most people realize that when they're not invited, there's a reason. They know why.
Right.
They know why.
Right. It can hurt. It can hurt.
Yeah. It can hurt. Yes, it definitely can. So, but you have to be true to yourself. You know, who are you really close with? Who do you really want to be there? Always remember, it is your day.
Yeah.
And you want to be happy on your day, and you want the people that make you the happiest to be attending your wedding.
So the point of that is good communication is the key.
Absolutely.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Today's Wedding Tip Wednesday. Think about your ceremony and cocktail hour musicians. Don't forget to ask your musicians if they're staying for dinner. Sometimes they can't, but just like the other vendors, they're working hard for you on your wedding day. The courtesy of asking is always appreciated.
Definitely appreciated. And let me tell you, a lot of couples don't realize how much time is put in by those musicians. They think, well, they're only here an hour and a half. But the reality is there's the drive time to the event.
Yep.
There's the actual setup for the event.
Yep.
You just don't take out instruments and start playing. And then, there's the pack up afterwards. And then there's the drive back. So what seems to be an hour and a half, maybe more like 4 hours, maybe even longer sometimes.
Absolutely.
People get hungry, and it's not a bad idea to take care of them. Now, another thing is, think about your other vendors, too, like a photographer. A photographer spends the most time with you.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't realize a photographer spends 8 to 10 hours with you. Mm-hmm. And that's a very long day, and not to feed them.
Yep.
Makes for a grumpy photographer.
I always say that a well-fed photographer will shoot anything for you.
Exactly. And it comes out so much nicer.
What a lot of clients forget is that the musicians and the other vendors, they're working for you on that particular day. And they need to be taken care of just like your other guests, right?
Exactly. And remember, they're human too.
Yeah.
So don't forget about that. Don't treat them like a second-class citizen. They're there for you to make your day great, and you hired them for a purpose to make that day great. So hand in hand, brotherhood. Let's feed each other.
Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge?
I love this lipstick. I'm super picky about how a lipstick feels. Most are either too dry feeling or feel like you've oiled your lips. This not only felt great, but lasted and looked great hours later. The color Angelina is perfection, a must-have in my collection.
This is Lauren Simpson from Emerge Cosmetics, a professional makeup artist with over a decade of experience in the beauty industry. That's the reaction we're getting from our new line of carefully curated lip products that wear well and feel comfortable. These are a must-have for your collection. All products are made in the USA, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and most are vegan. Shop emergecosmetics.com for lipsticks and lip glosses that not only feel great, but last for hours in an array of different colors. Free shipping on orders over $100.
Use the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
You're not the same as the person next to you. You dress to reflect your personality. You enjoy customizing your drink at the coffee shop. Even your pet's collars match at least 2 pairs of your pants. It's only natural that your wedding would showcase your unique touch. After Hours Events of New England gets this. They like to give their clients full artistic control. If you find yourself lost, their team of event specialists can help. They handle everything from DJs, photo booths, event lighting, photography, videography, even officiants. Give them a visit on the web and call today. Let's get planning. After Hours Events of New England. After Hours Events of NE.com. Don't forget to like and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel, all at After Hours Events of NE. That's After Hours Events of NE.
Having trouble picking music for your ceremony? Don't know what to do for your first dance? Is your future spouse having trouble picking a song to dance with their parent? Worry no more. I have the answer. Go to afterhoursevents.ne.com/contact guest. That's CONTACTGUEST, and you'll be able to listen to hours of music to help you select the right songs for your upcoming wedding. Again, go to afterhoursevents.ne.com/contact guest. That's CONTACTGUEST.
Do you want access to a stress-free wedding planning process? Then go to our website, allthews.atmosphere-productions.com, and get my free report. 8 questions you must ask a wedding professional before booking them. Get it today. That's allthews.atmosphere-productions.com. Look for the free report and learn to shop like a pro from a pro, and go from concern and worry to stress-free wedding planning.
When your wedding entertainment has to have amazing music, be fun, organized, and professional, your choice has to be Atmosphere Productions. DJs, live musicians, custom lighting, and photo booths. As seen on the TLC TV series 4 Weddings, winner of the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award and DJ Times DJ of the Month. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sal, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any of those related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page. Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there's some things that you need to work on. Honestly, we're not going to be harsh. The link to join us in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group is in the show notes. Go there now and join us in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page.
Everyone is talking about the DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Keith Urban, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the planet, DJ Pauly.
What's going on, everybody? This is Charles,
Hillary,
and Dave, and we are
Lady Antebellum.
And you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
Hey, y'all. I'm Kelsey Ballerini, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
The DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com. We dare to be different. Join us and see for yourselves.
Welcome back to Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sam and Sal. I have Sal here, and he's giving us some great advice. And we are currently going through our list of how to deal with wedding stress. We have 6 stressful wedding situations and how you can handle them. So we've already talked about money. You've got to communicate.
Definitely.
Vendors. You got to communicate.
Wow, there's a theme
There's
going
a theme
here.
And the guest list, you've got to communicate with family members. You see where this is leading to? Okay. The next one on our handy-dandy list is being the center of attention. Now, this is not a big one, but it's one that comes up often enough that I had to mention it. There's a lot of couples nowadays, and I think it's this generation as opposed to what I say, our generation, and they don't want to be the center of attention. I've got 2 weddings coming up where there's no introductions of the bridal party or wedding party, just the couple. Are you getting
I
that?
have experienced that, definitely. That is something that is happening right now. There's a lot of changes. There seems to be a lot of different ways people want to do things right now to kind of take the attention off themselves.
Do you think that's because of COVID or that's because of a generational thing?
I think it's because of social media.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why I say that is how many people, their faces are into a phone and they're not experiencing what's happening around them. So the more of them are introverts.
Yep. You know, you go to the Grand Canyon and everybody's taking a picture of the Grand Canyon. Yeah, actually put the phone down and look. It's a pretty deep hole.
Yes, be in awe of it.
So, you know, be in the spotlight, a lot of clients don't like that. And also, you know, if they have to give a toast or give a speech, obviously, as you said, the first dance, you know, that they don't want to do that. One of the things to do is to don't be afraid to ask for help. You have those vendors that are working for you. Ask them for their suggestions on what they can do, especially, you know, your DJ, because they're the one that's going to be announcing it. You don't have to have a first dance.
Absolutely not. You don't.
You don't have to have introductions. You don't have to have a cake cutting.
Guess what? You don't have to have anything you don't want to have.
And that's the point. You have to communicate that to your vendors and what you don't. So if you fall into that category of not wanting to be the center of attraction, then, you need to communicate that with all your vendors. The next one on my handy dandy list here is wedding party. A lot of stress is caused by who's going to be in the wedding party. And I see Sally's chomping at the bit here to say something.
I've seen this go two ways. I've seen couples feel pressured to have to have these certain people in their wedding party, and they end up with these huge wedding parties.
22, 23.
It's nuts. It's absolutely insane. Why are we doing this?
Well, and who are these people?
Exactly. No one else seems to know them. Now, it's gone another way, where couples are like, you know what? I don't want to deal with that. Just introduce me. I'm not even going to have a wedding party.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. The more people in your wedding party, the more opinions you have.
Yep.
And what's amazing is most of them are not even married and have never done this and don't have a clue, but yet they have an opinion.
Yeah, why are you taking advice from people who've never done what you're doing?
Absolutely. It kills me. It kills me. I know parents mean well too, but remember, they're from a different generation, so they have a different idea of how a wedding works. So if you want to be up to date and do your own thing, do your own thing. This is 2022. Feel free to make your wedding your wedding. Again, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and just only do the things you do want to do. And wedding parties, keep it simple. That's all I could say. Keep it simple.
I think you nailed that one, Sal. And the final one on the list of stressful things at a wedding is getting ready. Most pre-wedding anxiety tends to come from the morning of the day when the couple are getting married. If you're a couple that wants to get ready together, absolutely go ahead and do it. But figuring out how that is done and scheduling time for that is very important. Schedule extra time. If you have your hair that needs to be done, then schedule an extra half an hour because somebody may be late. You may want to add an extra person in. These things have all got to be talked about with your hair people or your makeup well beforehand. And photos, that's another big thing. Are you going to do a first look, for instance?
Exactly.
Or are you not going to do a first look and you're just going to do family pictures before the wedding?
One of the things I think everyone should do is, we're talking about planning. That's great, but you really kind of have to get it down on paper. Try to figure out the timetable and share this with the people who are involved. Everyone needs to be on the same page together.
No doubt.
So you can't expect someone to get it right, but you haven't really shown them what's going to happen. So, wait, communication again? Where'd that come from?
It's surprising, isn't it?
So communicating with everyone involved, making sure everyone knows what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and when it's going to happen is vital. So communication.
Absolutely. So to relieve a lot of this stress, communication. I mean, that is the uttermost thing that you really need to do. Talk to your vendors, talk to your spouse, your soon-to-be spouse, talk to your family members, ask for help. We always suggest that you use your friends or family members, people that are in the wedding party, to help you out. You don't have to be afraid to ask for help. Focus on solutions. That should be something that's very important. Don't always think of the bad things that can happen. Focus on some of the solutions and stop doubting yourself and double deciding is what I call it. It is the fact of going in and rethinking what I'm going to do for the first dance and changing it every day until you get the stop doing
Don't
that.
Don't micromanage your wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to give people jobs and trust that they're going to do them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's why you hired those professionals, right? And then exercise. I was reading a little piece that says that exercise is one of the best things that you can do to relieve stress. Just put your wedding planning down and go take a walk. I usually grab a beer with me when I'm going for that walk, but it relieves my stress, doesn't it?
Whatever works, right?
It works for me.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
So we learned about 6 stressful wedding situations and how to deal with them. We gave a few strategies and tips to combat your concerns. Communication is key.
So there you have it. Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sal, or our community of stress-free, engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any of your questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group. It's free. Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there are some things you need to work on. So, of course, the link to join us in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group is in the show notes.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.